everyone, and welcome to episode 35, I think, of my podcast. And today we have a very special guest, Cynthia Verazie.
Yeah.
And she's 18 years old, born in Cyprus. She was a contestant on this year's The Voice Norway and got all the way to the semi-finals. Her interpretation of classic songs and pop covers are so emotional and intense in her performances, so after you start to listen, you never want to stop. So with no further ado, please welcome Cynthia Verazie to the podcast.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have you here, I think.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Very improvisable, sort of. I just came back from school, so it's very chill.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I want to start off, I have a lot of questions for you, and I want to start off by asking you, what are you currently doing with your music today?
Today, right now, yesterday I was writing like 4 songs.
Yes.
On the same sort of day. So I'm working with a producer right now.
Yeah.
We're going to collaborate. Actually, we're meeting for the first time on Friday.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Right.
He's really cool guy. We've been just texting and we're working on a song because I produced one song.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to record the vocals for it on Friday.
Yeah.
Today is Tuesday, by the way. So.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Today's
yeah.
Wednesday.
So today's Wednesday. Yes.
I've been having a long day.
Right. And you're gonna go in the studio on Friday.
Yeah, Friday studio, and we just have to actually meet up. So it's gonna be a long session.
Right.
So just to see what is going on, to sort of work together. But I'm very excited. The guy is called Nikolai Överland, and we are gonna make some music together. I'm very excited.
That's so cool. And is that a part of like an album, or do you plan on releasing singles? Like that's the way you work. Like how do you work with your music? Is it singles, or do you plan on making like an album recording, or?
I feel like album always takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So right now you can obviously release singles, work on an album. I have in mind already set out what I want from my album.
Yeah.
So everything is in place. It has a title and all that. So
cool.
The album is sort of conceptually done.
Yeah.
But of course you have to produce it. So we're just going to work on singles right now.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
And that's your own songs, right?
Yes.
So how do you go about in composing the songs? Is it like do you do all the producing yourself, or do you sit by the piano? Do you sit by the guitar? And then you have simple ideas and go in the studio and they produce everything? Or?
I can't play guitar.
Right.
It's the one instrument that is just...
Yeah.
I respect guitar so much.
Right.
Both my parents play guitar. I can't play for shit.
Right.
I play piano though.
Okay.
Poorly, but I do. And it's really fun because I feel like piano is both a very rhythmic instrument and it's a very melodic instrument.
Yeah.
So I feel everyone should know how to play if you want to compose.
Right.
I usually am better with melodies than with words.
Right.
Because most of my life I listened to instrumental music.
Cool.
And it wasn't until last year that I started listening to popular music.
That's so cool.
And it started out, guess how that started out? It started out with K-pop music. All right. I don't speak Korean, so it was so funny, but
all right.
I love the production quality.
Yeah.
So I started listening to more popular music.
Cool.
And here we are.
Right. And then, so if you don't play the guitar and the piano that well, how do you like make songs? Is it just with your voice?
I play piano. Okay.
Right.
I can play chords and all that. What I do is I have Logic and I work on producing with that since last year, since COVID began.
Right.
And
cool.
Basically you make with a DAW you can do anything.
Cool.
I mean, you just make the melody right. It really depends. I feel like sometimes you can just make a song in 2 minutes. Sometimes you need 2 weeks, 2 years.
Right.
It really depends.
Yeah. Nice. And I think people, I am really excited to hear the music that you're going to release, because you make such a great impression when you're on stage, and your presence is so unique, I think.
Thank you.
And so I wonder, of course, have you ever like studied music professionally? Like, is that? You're only 18 years old, so yeah.
I'm gonna study opera next year, so that's really fun. And my musical journey began in Cyprus, but I went to a school.
Yeah.
It was like a chain of schools in Cyprus, the only music sort of classically oriented school.
Right.
And my teacher would go out smoking during the classes.
Wow.
I played piano. I was like 5, 6.
Okay.
So it was not very good, and
I see.
Yeah, but I learned how to read music. However, I learned do re mi fa sol, do re mi fa sol, and I didn't know, because there's 2 types. There's the fixed one and the movable one. The fixed one means that C is do. Yeah. And that's what I learned. Right. I didn't know that there was any other. I thought C, D, F, G was like chords for guitar.
Right. So you don't know how to read music. Like,
I know how to read music.
Now
I do. I went to school. I changed schools 3 times in Norway.
Right. Cool. In
so
Norway.
In Norway.
Like high schools.
Yeah, high schools. Okay. Yes, in Norway we have the 3 years. Yeah. First year I went here in Oslo. Second year I went to Lier, and then third year I came back to Oslo. Okay. So but to a different school in the same neighborhood. So I see a lot of my friends, and it's very awkward.
Yeah, perfect. So maybe a stupid question, but what kind of ensemble do you love most to collaborate with? Like trio, solo? Because I've seen on YouTube, it seems like you've done so much different stuff. So do you feel like you like that about your career so far, that you're one foot there and you're one foot there, and you can do like different genres, or do you want to get more like in depth on just solo, or what do you have any specific thoughts about that?
Specific thoughts?
Or is it like or do you feel like you just say yes to the stuff, and you end up doing stuff like this also? And, I don't know.
Oh, stuff like this! Come on, it's cool. No, I really enjoy music in all shapes and sizes and sounds, and to me, I don't really have a musical preference. Right. You can play me the weirdest music, and I will enjoy it. Right. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's cool. If you go to a music school, for example, there's always niche sort of music genres that people gravitate towards. Right. But I can sort of talk with a person that listens to Japanese music from the 80s, and then to the punk rock kids, and to the classical kids, and it's the jazz kids. They're the most exclusive club. I don't know why. Yeah. And it's really fun. You get to know people, and you have something in common. So. Nice.
And that's so cool. And of course, I want to ask about The Voice, which for many Norwegian people, I think, that don't know you, really got an eye open for who you are, I think. And do you want to talk about the experience? Were you nervous? How much preparation did you do? Did you make any new friendship? How was the experience? If you want to talk about it.
Yeah, of course I want to talk about it. It was great. I loved it. I think some people maybe struggle with it because it's live TV. If you get to the live shows, it's a lot of pressure. Right. I liked it. I really liked it because I feel like it's you get exposed to people, especially now with COVID. Yeah. And I didn't expect the sort of response that I got was so big and so positive, overwhelmingly. I mean, I didn't expect it at all. When I went there, I was like, what? I don't, because I was singing in French, my first blind audition, and French music isn't popular in Norway, and people, I was like, what is the point, They're not gonna understand. And I was shaking because it was such an emotional song, and it looked like I was nervous. I don't know, but it was so funny. In terms of friendships, I made a lot of really nice friendships with a lot of people. I feel not very close. Some people close because it's all over Norway, people from. So it was very nice. Nice. In terms of the reception, I said it's very good, and it was a very pleasant experience overall.
Cool. And do you have your favorite musical memory, either yourself or on stage? Like quickly, really quickly.
Yes, really quickly. I was okay. Honestly, I took out my recorder from 8th grade and 2 days ago.
Oh.
And I started playing, and it sounded so bad.
Right.
I just remember myself. I sound very stupid right now, but I remember myself being like 8 and rocking the recorder.
Right.
You know.
So you found your tapes, like from.
No, I just started playing. I don't know. I have this thing called, I don't know. I think it's called eidetic memory. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's this thing where you just remember very specific details about things, like you're watching a movie. It's really annoying. I have this thing, and I zone out, and I remember things that happened like 10 years ago so clearly. And I just was playing, like I took out my recorder, I started playing it, and it was so bad. I couldn't even play like My Heart Will Go On. And we did that in school.
Yeah.
And so I remembered like suddenly this memory flashed of doing it in school. It was so cool, you know, so wholesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't practice.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. And cool. And could we talk about like what is the most important? What is most important for you in your music, like in your when you perform or when you make music or when you're in the studio? What like emotion are you like? Yeah.
What emotion? I feel like it's very difficult to say. It depends on the studio and it depends on the environment. I'm usually very positive towards singing and music.
Right.
Sometimes it can be very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
If you're in a studio or if you're in a practice room with somebody who is sort of pulling you down.
Yeah.
And not for me, I think it's different for everyone. I really like when somebody pushes me towards something much more difficult.
Right.
I don't know if it's because I went to Catholic school, maybe because they push you so hard, they were so strict, and you grow up used to that. And here in Norway, everything is so much more free. You decide your tempo.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I feel like it's so much harder.
Right. Cool. So maybe we could play one of your songs that you have released like 1 year ago or something. But
yes. Oh my god.
Is that okay? Or?
Yes, it's very embarrassing. I feel like with these songs, now that I'm going to have music out, I want to forget about these songs. I feel weird.
Yeah.
I know some people listen to them and they really like it.
Yeah.
But I didn't produce them.
Yeah.
And I wrote them when I was like in a very, very, very bad mental state when I was 16. So I really don't like them, but go ahead.
Or should we, or do you want us to play something from The Voice? We can do that.
No, it's fine.
So,
I feel like this is better.
So it's So Nice It Hurts. It's like a pop country song.
Oh my, pop country?
It's like, that's what I think. And do you want to tell everyone what the song is about?
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can listen to it like a couple of seconds first, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. That's so nice. So nice it hurts.
So, the puns.
So you wrote that when you were in a dark place when you were 16?
Yes.
Right.
I would say, you know, when you move to another country, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
First and foremost, because you have to like adapt to a completely different culture, and I feel like now I'm adapted 100%. So every day is very nice.
Right.
Back then it was hard. I also was going to a school where, you know, in Catholic school, it's like very strict. You don't really focus on anything outside of studying. So like you have literally your whole entire life as a student is basically study.
Yeah.
Even friend groups talk about grades. It's insane. Being a nerd is cool, you know. And then I went to a school called Steiner School. Waldorf School.
In Oslo.
In Oslo, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was not the most pleasant experience for me personally, because it was such a big shift.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And I was in a the first week I started, because I went to the music line.
Yeah.
And the first week I started, I was like, I don't want to go somewhere.
You don't want to go. Because Steiner School is kind of different than other high schools, you know. But it's a high school or the?
It's a high school.
Yeah, it's a high school, and in Oslo.
In Oslo.
And they have more like they do more coloring, and they work with more like the like physical, like they make stuff more than sit down and write. And I think for people, including myself, that are creative people that wants to make stuff, that get bored of like normal school, I think actually Steiner school is really good for people like us. I didn't go to Steiner school, but
you know that.
I should. I think.
Come on.
I think I probably should have gone to Steiner school. I actually applied for a job at Steiner school 4 months ago, like a teacher gig, but I didn't get the gig.
What?
But I applied and I sent
piano.
Piano teacher, yeah.
Whoa.
And it was during like November, December, like the worst like period. So that I think trusting people is really is hard.
It's hard. I know what you mean, but I feel with Steiner school it is very creative, and that's why I chose it, because I got accepted to 2 schools.
Right.
But I chose that school because it was very creative, like you say. But it's just it doesn't have structure, so for me it was difficult. So the reason I was in a dark place was just like just overall in general.
Right.
It was difficult. It was like people would be so nice to me.
Yeah.
But it was just so I don't know how to say it. It's like, I think it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
So some people have this thing where they say things straight out like straight up.
Yeah.
And some
you like that more when they're like straight up.
Yeah. Be just honest. I mean, just call me names that are so profane. I don't care. I'm used to it.
Right.
But when people are so nice and they fake it, and you can see it that they don't.
They mean something else.
Yeah. And I'm talking like friends, all that. Oh. It's so uncomfortable.
Right.
And it freaking hurts.
Yeah.
It just hurts. And it's other stuff too, but it's very personal.
Okay, alright. So you want to talk about the Idol audition?
Ooh.
If that's the first place I saw you.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, you are a good singer. You know?
You saw me on
Idol?
Yeah,
2018, I think.
You saw me on Idol.
I saw you on Idol, and I remember I was just like, holy crap, you are so not Norwegian in your style, and that was so cool and refreshing. And the judges were like, what do we do with this? Because it was you had so much energy and like.
Oh, I had a lot of energy. I was like, come on, guys, let's do
this. and then you, I think you wrote in an interview that you didn't have like a great experience in that.
Oh.
But was it? Because I also was an Idol this year, like last season, and I went through to the first second round, and then I didn't go through. But I'm a piano player, so that's okay, I think.
Same. That's
So was that a bad experience, or do you feel like it was okay to do? Because or do you feel like they ruin kind of like your image and?
No, I don't feel like they ruined my image, not at all. It's just awkward because like Idol, you see auditions, and I feel like it's more about personality and I think it's very weird. I applied to it when I first came to Norway because the application process is long.
Right.
And I was really dumb because my thought process was I want to sing somewhere.
Right.
It wasn't even COVID, but I wanted to sing somewhere. I didn't know anybody here.
Cool.
And it was a very dark time.
Yeah.
Quite literally because it was winter time. And I was not used to that either.
Yeah.
But the awkward the awkward thing was sort of going there. I didn't speak Norwegian. I understood Norwegian, but I didn't speak it.
Cool.
And it was not cool.
It was not cool.
No.
But you sang. Was it Beyonce? Listen.
I sang Listen, but I could not sing back then.
That was so good. The version you sing of Listen.
Thank you.
I can't even describe it, at least not in English. But you're so good at performing. So I hope our performance, because we're gonna sing a song after, I think it's gonna be so great. And so can you talk about how much do you practice like your voice, and how do you take care of your instrument, and how do you go about doing? Yes.
The practice police is here.
Yeah, the practice police. Your fans wants to know. I think.
The fans.
Or we could play another song, maybe Pieces of Paper.
Pieces of Paper.
Yeah.
That title.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds so funny when you translate it into Norwegian.
Okay.
I don't remember, but it's papir. It sounds very dumb.
Ja, papirbiter.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Practice police.
Practice police. Yes.
I practice as much as I can. I feel like it's not something you can count. If you're counting your practice hours, then you're doing it wrong.
Right.
You know, I used to do that years ago. Like I would say, I'm going to practice 3-4 hours today, or 7 hours. I don't know.
Right.
It really depends. I feel like as a pianist, right, so you can play how much you want. Like Beethoven would wake up, his father would wake him up when he was drunk at night. And Beethoven's dad, right?
Yeah.
I remember his name, Johann, or
Yeah.
I think.
Beethoven's first name is, of course, Johann, maybe. Yeah. I can't remember it right now. Maybe Niels can check it out. He can check it out now.
Yes,
yeah.
Beethoven just turned into a class. I love
Ludwig, yeah.
Ludwig van Beethoven. I think his father was Johann. I'm not sure, but I think so. And
probably, yeah.
And he was a drunk guy. I mean, he had an alcoholism problem.
Probably.
So probably. And he would wake up. I mean, he would wake his son up when he was a child. He wanted to make him into another Mozart, you know.
Yes.
And he would wake him up at night and sort of force him into the piano.
Yeah.
Like practice hours and hours. You can't do that with a voice.
Right.
Because you're going to ruin your voice, especially when you're so young.
Yeah.
And now, since I sing opera,
yeah.
you need to really find a balance between the opera singing and the popular singing, because it's different vibrations sort of that you're getting from your voice.
All right.
So I practice mostly. I try to start the day with opera.
Yeah.
And usually it's like warm-ups.
Okay.
You know, just like, you know, and
yeah, cool.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, let's say, exercises, or I just go into arias.
Okay.
I sit by the piano. I practice a new aria, for example.
Right.
Right. So you listen to recordings, basic stuff like that. It's like you would learn any other instrument.
Right. Cool.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you didn't get to sing opera during the voice, or one opera song, right?
No.
Two. No.
It was
the ballad with the dual.
But it was an opera.
There was an opera.
No, not at all. I
Not
feel
at
like
all.
that's okay. Let's clarify it, guys.
Right,
If you're watching and you're interested.
Yeah.
The Phantom of the Opera is not an opera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All these like pop songs, they're not opera. Opera is like a musical, right? But it's different, you know. Opera is like a whole thing that belongs to an opera. It's like a movie. Think of it as a movie. You're not going to have something that a short film, and you're not going to classify that as a movie. And people classify so many things as opera that are not, and it's just so cringeworthy. Right. Like you can go on YouTube and search up like the best opera arias. You're going to have compilations, and they put the Phantom of the Opera, and it's just it's like, I don't know, playing chopsticks on the piano and being like the greatest symphony of all time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so
don't look at me. I don't know, like, because opera is not my field. I'm a jazz piano player, so.
Ooh,
but I know that opera is kind of, I love opera, but I don't know anything about it. But I feel like you have like this opera vibe with your voice, like about your voice.
Thank you.
And I feel, and it's like, that's what I think about you. And you have like. Yeah, it's so strong and confidence. Do you feel like your confidence has grown and it keeps growing every day, or is it like you always like? Is it difficult to, if you like deliver one really confident performance? Do you feel like next performance you have to be better and better, and you're like you're obsessed with being like great, or is it, do you like relax and you just sing because it's you love it so much?
Yeah. You just perform. It really depends on what you're singing. If you're singing a song where you're supposed to be heartbroken, you're not gonna go like, you're not gonna go like this. You're gonna be like, oh, god damn it. Yeah. So you have to really think, and I think that's what opera helps you with as well. It's an acting thing.
Yeah, and it makes your voice like. You make your voice strong.
Project, you have to project.
I need opera practice. I have a really weak voice.
No, you don't. You have a good voice.
And then how does typical day or week in your life look like right now? Because you're Russ, probably. Are you Russ or are you not? Did you is the Russetida utsatt or it's still going?
Yeah. Russetida, for those of you guys who don't know what that is, it's it's an interesting tradition here in Norway that we basically go, if you're third grade or last year of school, instead of going to like a prom thing, you how do I even begin to explain this? You wear red costumes or blue or green. I don't even know, but there is green.
Yeah, blue, green, red. Red is most normal.
Yeah,
pants.
red.
Red pants.
Red pants. Everyone has the red pants.
Yeah.
And you can buy the costumes, or you can just buy red pants if you're broke. You can get literally cards that you give out to kids that approach you from all we were literally walking with my friends, and this old guy, this weird guy, very weird hippie guy, he just approaches us like, "Can I have your russekart?"
Yeah. What does it say on your russekart?
I don't have a russekart, but if I did, I would probably, I don't know.
Okay.
I'd probably write something in Chinese, because then nobody can read it except for the actual people who speak Chinese.
So I don't know how long we've been doing the interview now, but we can maybe we can just introduce the song.
Yes.
So, and we'll cut it, of course.
Yes.
So now, here the song comes finally, at last, Etta James. Enjoy. Then last question, where will we see you next? What's upcoming plans for Cynthia and like major plans? Do you have like long-term plans, short-term? What are you doing right now? Like probably I've asked you this 10 times already, but like what can we expect from you like going forward?
Yeah. So 2 days or 3 days ago, I just got a manager.
Yeah.
So we're working very, very much with Ali, and
right, cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's so much, work to sort of readjust everything.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing right now, what we're doing, is essentially trying to get the songs ready, and then you have to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I can't tell exactly. It's been just 2-3 days.
2 or 3 days.
We're working together, but so much has changed in 2-3 days. I feel what you can expect of me is music, very soon. Not in a week or two, but maybe in a month or two.
Okay.
So there is that.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
And I think we can't wait. And this went by so fast. But yeah, shout out. Do you have a shout out to either a fan or you want to mention the singers you look up to? I don't know if you talked about that.
Yeah, we didn't.
We didn't. Perfect.
Okay, now I can nerd out.
Yes.
Okay, it really depends on what we're talking about, because I feel like singing, I used to be very sort of conservative with singing when I was a kid, you're not a singer if you sing generically, or into this, because anyone can do that, I feel, if you know enough singing, sort of, if you've been doing it long. And no, I don't hate people who do that at all.
Right.
I respect that. I feel like when it comes to singing, you gotta appreciate people who do it for the sake of singing. Just not for the sake of money or records or whatever. Just the pure art of singing. Yeah. I feel like when it comes to popular music, I would say there is an amazing South Korean singer called Sohyang. She's not a K-pop singer.
How do you spell that?
Sohyang.
S.
S-O-H-Y.
Y.
Hyang, Y-A-N-G.
Sohyang. Oh, okay, cool. I will check her out.
But she is people call her the Mariah Carey of Asia, which I think is not a very fair comparison because it's two different people. Right. But she's really great at singing, and she had her life story, just the way she treats music and singing especially is very impressive. I feel like the Philippines also has a lot of amazing singers.
Yes.
A lot of those. I feel another singer that I really look up to as a singer. Yeah. Ironically, it's Freddie Mercury. I say ironically because.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You kind of look like the. You're kind of like the singer. What's her name?
Yes.
Angelina Jordan.
Ooh.
You're kind of similar, I think. You're kind of similar.
Ooh.
I think.
Interesting.
You know her probably.
Yeah. I got those comparisons and I'm really surprised because I remember being in Cyprus and seeing her Norske Talenter. I think that's where she was.
Yeah.
And
she's been famous for a long time now.
Yeah. So I remember seeing that, and I would never think people would
yeah, cool. Okay, and the last one.
And the last one, is
maybe a Norwegian singer.
Yeah, maybe Norwegian singer. Yeah.
God, that is very hard. That's very hard. No, it's not. Oh, guys.
Who are you listening to?
No, I just mean it's very hard because in general, like I said, I listen mostly to production quality sort of stuff. So Korean music and 80s music, and then I listen to instrumental film music and classical music. So it's very difficult for me. But when it comes to
right now,
I'm so sorry.
when you're in the studio or when you take the bus or
right now.
What do you listen to? What
I listen to, that's
can we know? Can we get to know?
Can we know?
Is it okay? Is it okay to ask?
I am listening to whatever we're working on with producers right now because I have a few other friends. There is a guy called Tydem that I'm working with.
Tydem.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
T-Y. D-E-M.
Oh, Tydem.
Yeah, he is, guys, I'm honestly saying this right now. He is going to be big one day. I'm sure about it. Right. Just his attitude and his sort of passion for music and the way that he goes into things. We're actually working together on a project, but I'm so thrilled because we just reached out in the DMs months ago. Yeah. And he is so creative. Just such a cool guy. So guys, you should check him out. He has amazing music. And so
See.
I listened. So I listened to what he sends me to listen to, what other people send me.
Yeah.
Okay, last singer before
Yeah.
I sort of I feel there's so many amazing gospel singers. I used to listen to a lot of gospel when I was a kid, but I feel the most commercial singer that did gospel was Whitney Houston, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So she's really great when it comes to.
I know how to write with.
Yeah, I feel that the difficulty with her though is that she was always sort of considered the in between for a lot of at least, the people in the gospel world or whatever. Her mom sang gospel, but amazing singer. You guys know that.
We know
and the shout outs, yes. Let's do the shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to you guys who just woke up from a very, very long, beautiful sleep.
Probably.
No, probably.
Shout out to everyone laying in bed, just chilling, listening to this.
Go take another nap. It's not worth it.
Just keep relaxing. And stay tuned for more podcasts. And it's going to be amazing. And this has been so much fun, and thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Listen to more Mozart.
Listen to more Mozart.
He is so mad. Listen to "Lick Me in the Ass" by Mozart.
Is that an actual song?
That's an actual piece.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Let's end on that note. And enjoy this song we're gonna play now. But goodbye and have a great summer. And thank you, Cynthia, for joining. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Next guest. Bye.